The Super Bowl is the annual American football game that determines the champion of the National Football League. The game culminates a season that begins in the previous calendar year, and is the conclusion of the NFL playoffs. The winner receives the Vince Lombardi Trophy. The contest is held in an American city, chosen 3 to 4 years beforehand, usually at warm weather sites or domed stadiums. Since January 1971, the winner of the American Football Conference Championship game has faced the winner of the National Football Conference Championship game in the culmination of the NFL playoffs. Before the 1970 merger between the American Football League and the National Football League, the two leagues met in 4 such contests. The first 2 were marketed as the AFL-NFL World Championship game, but were also casually referred to as the Super Bowl game during the television broadcast. Super Bowl III in January 1969 was the first such game that carried the Super Bowl moniker in official marketing. The names Super Bowl I and Super Bowl II were retroactively applied to the first 2 games. The NFC/NFL leads the AFC/AFL with 29 wins to 27. A total of 20 franchises, including teams that have relocated to another city, have won the Super Bowl. The New England Patriots and Pittsburgh Steelers have won the most Super Bowls with 6 championships, while the Dallas Cowboys and the San Francisco 49ers have 5 wins. The New England Patriots have the most Super Bowl appearances with 11, while the Buffalo Bills have the most consecutive appearances with 4 from 1990 to 1993. The Miami Dolphins and New England Patriots are the only other teams to have at least 3 consecutive appearances. The Denver Broncos and Patriots have each lost a record 5 Super Bowls. The Minnesota Vikings and the Bills have lost 4. The record for consecutive wins is 2 and is shared by 7 franchises: the Green Bay Packers, the Miami Dolphins, the Pittsburgh Steelers, the San Francisco 49ers, the Dallas Cowboys, the Denver Broncos, and the New England Patriots. Among those, Dallas and New England are the only teams to win 3 out of 4 consecutive Super Bowls. The 1972 Dolphins capped off the only perfect season in NFL history with their victory in Super Bowl VII. The only teams with multiple Super Bowl appearances and no losses are the Baltimore Ravens and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, both having achieved a Super Bowl record. 4 current NFL teams have never appeared in a Super Bowl, including franchises that have relocated or been renamed: the Cleveland Browns, Detroit Lions, Jacksonville Jaguars, and Houston Texans, though both the Browns and Lions had won NFL championship games prior to the creation of the Super Bowl in the 1966 season. Super Bowl Championship. Numbers in parentheses in the table are Super Bowl appearances as of the date of that Super Bowl and are used as follows. Winning team and losing team columns indicate the number of times that team has appeared in a Super Bowl as well as each respective team's Super Bowl record to date. Venue column indicates number of times that stadium has hosted a Super Bowl. City column indicates number of times that metropolitan area has hosted a Super Bowl. Upcoming games. S indicates a team that made the playoffs as a second-place team. W indicates a team that made the playoffs as a wild-card team. Consecutive wins. 7 franchises have won consecutive Super Bowls, one of which has accomplished it twice. Green Bay Packers, Miami Dolphins, Pittsburgh Steelers, San Francisco 49ers, Dallas Cowboys, Denver Broncos, New England Patriots. No franchise has yet won 3 Super Bowls in a row. Several franchises have had eras of sustained success, nearly accomplishing a three-peat. The Green Bay Packers won the first 2 Super Bowls, and also won the NFL championship game the preceding year. If the Super Bowl had been instituted that year, the Packers would have qualified and faced the Buffalo Bills of the AFL. The Miami Dolphins appeared in 3 consecutive Super Bowls, winning the last 2, and coming within one win of 3 consecutive Super Bowl titles. The Dallas Cowboys won 2 consecutive Super Bowls. The following season they were eliminated in the NFC Championship game, 2 wins short of a three-peat, by the eventual Super Bowl XXIX champion San Francisco 49 ers. The Cowboys won Super Bowl XXX the following year for 3 wins in 4 seasons, and thus were 2 wins away from 4 consecutive Super Bowl titles. The New England Patriots won Super Bowls XLIX, LI, and LIII for 3 wins in 5 seasons. They also appeared in and lost Super Bowl LII to the Philadelphia Eagles following the 2017 season, giving them 4 Super Bowl appearances in 5 years and putting them 1 win away from 3 consecutive Super Bowl titles. Moreover, in the intervening year, were eliminated in the AFC Championship game by the eventual Super Bowl 50 champion Denver Broncos. In total, then, the Patriots were 3 wins away from 5 consecutive Super Bowl titles. The Pittsburgh Steelers won 2 consecutive Super Bowls. The following season they were eliminated in the AFC Championship game, 2 wins short of a three-peat, by the eventual Super Bowl XI champion Oakland Raiders. They also won 2 more consecutive Super Bowls for 4 wins in 6 seasons. The San Francisco 49 ers won 2 consecutive Super Bowls. The following season they were eliminated in the NFC Championship game, 2 wins short of a three-peat, by the eventual Super Bowl XXV champion New York Giants. Consecutive losses. 3 franchises have lost consecutive Super Bowls. Buffalo Bills, the only team to appear in 4 straight Super Bowls, they lost in all 4 appearances. Minnesota Vikings, they also lost Super Bowl XI, and were knocked out of the 1975-76 playoffs by the eventual Super Bowl X losers, the Dallas Cowboys, for 3 losses in 4 seasons. Denver Broncos, they also lost Super Bowl XXIV, but did not qualify for the 1988-89 playoffs for Super Bowl XXIII for 3 losses in 4 seasons. Consecutive appearances. The Buffalo Bills have the most consecutive appearances with 4 from 1990 to 1993. The Miami Dolphins and New England Patriots are the only other teams to have at least 3 consecutive appearances. All 3 teams with 3 or more consecutive Super Bowl appearances are in the AFC East Division. Including those 3, 11 teams have at least 2 consecutive appearances. The Dallas Cowboys are the only team with 3 separate streaks. The Green Bay Packers, Pittsburgh Steelers, Denver Broncos, and New England Patriots have each had 2 separate consecutive appearances. The Kansas City Chiefs are the most recent team to appear in consecutive Super Bowls, playing in Super Bowl LIV and Super Bowl LV. The full listing of teams with consecutive appearances is below in order of first occurrence. Winning games are in bold. Green Bay Packers, Dallas Cowboys, Miami Dolphins, Minnesota Vikings, Pittsburgh Steelers, Washington Redskins, Denver Broncos, San Francisco 49 ers, Buffalo Bills, New England Patriots, Seattle Seahawks, Kansas City Chiefs. Super Bowl rematches. The following teams have faced each other more than once in the Super Bowl. 3 times Pittsburgh Steelers vs Dallas Cowboys, see also Cowboys-Steelers rivalry. 2 times Miami Dolphins vs Washington Redskins. 2 times San Francisco 49 ers vs Cincinnati Bengals. 2 times Dallas Cowboys vs Buffalo Bills. 2 times New York Giants vs New England Patriots, see also Giants-Patriots rivalry. 2 times New England Patriots vs Philadelphia Eagles. 2 times New England Patriots vs St. Louis/Los Angeles Rams. Super Bowl wins by team. In the sortable table below, teams are ordered first by number of wins, and then the number of appearances, and finally precedence is given to the first team to achieve this record. Teams with no Super Bowl appearances. 4 current teams have never reached the Super Bowl. 2 of them held NFL League championships prior to Super Bowl I in the 1966 NFL season. Cleveland Browns NFL champions 4 times in 1950, 1954, 1955, and 1964, appeared in 7 other NFL championship games in 1951, 1952, 1953, 1957, 1965, 1968, and 1969, and appeared in 3 AFC championship games in the 1986, 1987, and 1989 seasons. The Browns are officially viewed as one continuous franchise that began in 1946 as a member of the All-America Football Conference, joined the NFL in 1950, suspended operations after 1995, and resumed play in 1999. The Baltimore Ravens were established in 1996 as an expansion team with former Browns personnel, and have since won 2 Super Bowls as a separate franchise. Detroit Lions NFL champions 4 times in 1935, 1952, 1953, and 1957, appeared in 1 other NFL championship game in 1954, and appeared in 1 NFC championship game in the 1991 season. Jacksonville Jaguars 1995 expansion team, AFC Championship game appearances in the 1996, 1999, and 2017 seasons. Houston Texans 2002 expansion team, divisional round appearances in the 2011, 2012, 2016, and 2019 seasons. They are the only NFL team to never reach the conference championship round. Teams with long active Super Bowl appearance droughts. Although 4 teams have not appeared in a Super Bowl to date, there are an additional 8 teams whose most recent Super Bowl appearance was before Houston joined the NFL in 2002, resulting in a longer drought. New York Jets, 1. Minnesota Vikings, lost. Miami Dolphins, lost. Washington Commanders, 1. Buffalo Bills, lost. Los Angeles Chargers, lost. Dallas Cowboys, 1. Tennessee Titans, lost. Teams with Super Bowl appearances but no victories. 8 teams have appeared in the Super Bowl without ever winning. In descending order of number of appearances and then years since their last appearance, they are: Minnesota Vikings appeared in Super Bowls 4, 8, 9, and 11, they won the NFL championship in 1969, the last year before the AFL-NFL merger, but failed to win the subsequent Super Bowl. An NFL expansion team in 1961, they have no pre-Super Bowl league championships. Buffalo Bills XXV, XXVI, XXVII, and XXVIII. In 1964 and 1965, they won the last 2 AFL championships before the first Super Bowl in 1966. Cincinnati Bengals 16, XXIII, and LVI, an AFL expansion team in 1968, they have no pre-Super Bowl league championships. Carolina Panthers XXXVIII and 50, a post-merger expansion team, their first season was in 1995. Atlanta Falcons XXXIII and Lee, an NFL expansion team in 1966, they have no pre-Super Bowl league championships. Los Angeles Chargers XXIX as the San Diego Chargers, their only AFL championship was in 1963, also as the San Diego Chargers. Tennessee Titans XXXIV, they won the first 2 AFL championships in 1960 and 1961 as the Houston Oilers. Arizona Cardinals Slyin, their only uncontested NFL championship was in 1947 as the Chicago Cardinals. They also claim the 1925 NFL championship.